Hi, Mom.
Hello, Tom.
Dana, I got a fever.
Okay, is it a fever for the flavor of a Pringles?
It's the only shoe cure for it is 24 ounces of this stuff. Mm-mm.
Tom
Fever
says,
cured.
Tom says, Guten Tag, das YouTube with cup of cup of Dunkin' Joe. Is it Dunkin' Joe again?
It's you know what the actual coffee itself is not Dunkin', but the container I drink it out of is Dunkin'. Uh,
Oh,
you know what the creamer that I use is Dunkin' extra extra. So I guess it's
oh, okay, all
it's
right,
it's Dunkin' in spirit. What are you
nice.
drinking? Is that
It's
more seltzer?
no, it's tea. It's
Oh, nice.
salted caramel tea.
Salted caramel tea.
Yeah, giving it a try this morning. It's very sweet, as
Dude,
the name would suggest.
not
So
not
thank you for
overly
joining us on Two Guys Talking Hot Beverages.
hot beverage talk right here.
Two guys talking hot
It's the best part
beverages.
of waking up.
No, neither one of us is drinking Folgers.
That's true. Nor should you. Nor should you unless that's all that's
Well, here's the
available.
trick. I switched your Dunkin' with Folgers Crystals.
What? How dare you? One of my favorite Chris Farley sketches on SNL is them doing a parody of the Folgers switch, and it's him, and they're like, "Sir, what do you think of this coffee?" And he's like, "It's great." And they're like, "Oh, well, we switched it with Folgers crystals," and he gets that great deadpan look, surprise look on his face, and he's like, "Why? Why would you do that? Why would you lied to me?" And he gets up and starts like destroying everything. It's wonderful.
Nice.
So, how have you been? Have you picked up anything new?
Um, I've been okay. We had
Uh,
another pipe incident in the basement.
No.
Yeah, so that was a thing on Tuesday,
Call the
and
Mario Brothers.
I'm
I
on it.
heard they're good with that.
Yeah. And everything else is going pretty well. That was a pain in the backside. But I did pick up something I finally got delivered to me. Um Keldor from the
Oh, very
Masterverse.
nice.
Yeah.
Ease the pain with toys. That looks really nice. I have not picked up the newer or like the most recent wave of like new Eternia Masterverse stuff. I'm behind.
I will say, and this is gonna sound weird, but he doesn't have the same heft. Like he feels
Huh.
for lack of a better word, like it feels cheaper than the other
Oh.
toys. Like
Oh,
maybe
that's
they're beginning
interesting.
to
Now is
cut
it
a corner or two. Like the plastic feels a little
mhm.
different. The joints move a little differently.
Is it
Um,
just him or have do you have other
I
packets
haven't
from
I
that where you
haven't opened I haven't opened the other ones yet, but
oh
he
that was
just
really interesting.
feels different. And then
Mhm.
and then this is not a complaint about the figure, but they had the cape like taped in so
Mhm.
you could see it when he's in there.
Yeah.
And then they always have that little slot where the cape goes through. I went to just
Yeah.
pull it out
Oh no.
and it was taped and it nearly ripped the cape
Yikes.
off. It nearly ripped that. So be careful opening it. The other thing is they give you a second head. But aside from having a
Oh
little
neat.
smirk, it's basically the same head. And then you
Yeah,
think, well, this
he
one
gets
has
his
the crown, right?
mhm.
But the crown comes off. They could have just given me the
Oh,
crown.
yeah, give him a maybe yeah, maybe intensify that expression a little bit to
Yeah,
make it noticeably different.
he does have a little bit of a smirk.
That's getting into Super 7 territory where they're like, we
But
need 12 types of hands and 3 types of heads, and it's great, but the differences are so slight.
right. It's
You
like
almost kind of wonder why are you bothering?
right, he
Now,
could have just given me the crown that comes on and off, and I could have
it
chosen
it would have been kind of nice if they went full on mid face being destroyed by acid kind of look.
right. That would have been a cool second head. Get on
I've
it,
been on
Tom.
board for that. And kind of weird. Like you've seen Revolution and everything, right?
Mhm.
It's strange to me
Been involved in
that
many a revolutions, Tom.
as well you should. You we need a second podcast called Two Guys Talking Dana's Revolutions, where you just tell old war stories. It'll be like the
Right.
old Freedom Rock commercial. You telling
Yeah.
war stories, Dana?
Yeah. He's
Bring
preaching.
it up, man.
Turn it up.
It's kind of I was surprised to watch Revolution, and that being some of the best acting that I've heard.
Shatner.
Yeah, it's kind of the best acting I've heard him do, and it's I
It
know
was
it was
so good.
classically
I
trained.
almost doubted it was him.
It was so pulled back. Yeah, exactly. Because everyone thought he was going to be like Gwildor or someone good. We were looking towards like the Adam West style of acting that he did in the twilight of his career, where he's like, I know I'm silly and goofy, and let me just be silly and goofy. And that's what I was expecting Shatner's character to be, and he did a really good
having him
Keldor. I was really impressed.
Him and Mark Hamill playing off each other, fantastic.
Really good.
Did you get anything new?
I sure did. So the first
is this another Slaker?
It's very difficult for me to see Slaker on a peg and not take him home with me. But I've got enough of them that where I think I'm good. I'm good for now, unless I start customizing, in which case there will be more Slakers coming home with me, because the feeding frenzy is over. I think the people that really, really, really wanted him have gotten him, and
there's
now
still one here.
I can
there's
pick
still
him up.
one here at this Target, the one that I had for you.
I may show up, but during the week, there was a Kickstarter called Savage Crucible that I remember supporting, and then just kind of forgot about it, and they were sending the updates. But my item arrived. But check out the box for this thing!
Wow,
Savage Crucible went hard all around. Like the actual box art for the packaging is bonkers.
That's cool.
I was really impressed. Like how cool
I like
is
that? It looks like pencil, but it's
very
great.
Yeah, it's like it's like inking with a little bit of stippling to it, and it's amazing. So the actual figures themselves are just so good. I had seen a couple of people get early review samples, but these guys are amazing. Look at
the paint on his face.
Yeah, pinless joints.
Yeah, try backing him away from the camera a little bit. Yeah, that's good. That's right there.
That's good stuff. Yeah, but
what is he, like 8 inches?
He's about I think little over 7.
Yeah.
It comes with. He's got. All right, so he actually has a little extra joint in the foot. It's hard to tell because it's a little dark, but he has a little extra toe joint. But this is called for, so he can get into those cool kind of crouching poses, and he looks really good with those giant T-Rex figures. So now I really want a bunch of these guys, and there's lots of different versions of them. I backed for just this one. I'm probably gonna pick up some
I
more.
ordered a couple of them on Big Bad. I can't remember.
Oh, you may have. I think they had them up for pre-order there. You can also go to Savage Crucible site and get some for pre-order. So
those are really good looking.
Yeah, and you swap them out. They've got head packs that are coming out, so you can swap out like the type of lizard they are. There's fish characters on the way. There's a cool like Cthulhu-looking style creature. There's been artwork of a lion type monster that I really hope they make fairly soon. But Savage Crucible knocking it out of the park. Also gotta keep the streak alive with stuff that I don't know. I don't recall ordering. I'm not sure when I received this or what this could be. What have we got? What's in the box? I should do a little animated intro.
Right, like the whammy just goes across the screen.
Yeah. What's in the box? What's in the box?
We keep teasing all these things we should do, and we never do them. Why do people watch us?
Because they love it. They absolutely love it, and we appreciate everyone who puts up with our silliness. I completely forgot that I had ordered this Mythic Legions character.
Oh wow!
If I can get him a little closer, there he is. So he's a green demon. This is the payoff for collecting the line from kind of the very beginning. There were two demon style characters. I apologize for my
getting all
voice.
Choked up for that.
It makes me so happy. I'm not crying. You're crying. There was a blue horn demon character and a yellow blue or a yellow demon character, and blue and yellow makes green. So
Right.
this is their, I guess this is their like original combined form creature. He's pretty big. He's as large
Yeah,
as
he's hefty.
the what's his name? The four-armed guy, the dragon guy. So he's a pretty decent sized beast. I lucked out. I got him for a little less than what the original going price was on eBay. Because one of the things that is a handy, so for anyone that probably already knows this on eBay, but when stuff starts coming out, when people start getting their first shipments of things, is kind of the best time to start looking for them on eBay because everyone's desperately trying to unload them. Everyone's trying to make their profit. But you get some people who just maybe they just got an extra, or maybe they just want them gone, and they'll list them as like a regular auction. And if you snipe those, sometimes you can get a pretty decent figure for a pretty decent price. So I'm
Yeah,
happy with
especially if it's
this.
something that not everybody, like a niche thing like that, like not
Yeah.
everybody knows about it. Like
Yep.
there's just certain population that's going to be looking for that figure. It does look fantastic. It would be cool if those little lightning veiny things and those creepy eyes would glow in the dark.
Oh, that would be really cool. That's actually a good it's a good customizing idea. I might, and it's hard to tell because I can't get quite as close as I would like, but some of the detailing in the face, some of the scar marks are actually carved into the figure. So those
Oh,
are real divots that I could probably drip some glow in the dark paint into. Ah, we'll see how this works out. Scareglow might get a buddy.
aside from his out of his league girlfriend you gave him.
That guy's living a pretty good life right now.
So, Tom, today, since this weekend is a fabulous weekend, I want to talk about your mama.
What you say about my mama?
I want to talk about moms. It's Mother's Day weekend. We should talk about moms that have been immortalized in plastic and other things.
Oh,
Like,
so we're not talking about Mabel and Mo, Men on a Mission, a
no,
popular tag team from the early 90s in the
oh
WWF.
no, no, nor loyal listeners, will we ever?
Oh, they're so sad. I'm sorry, guys. I know they listen to the show. Sorry.
No, I want to talk about action figure moms.
That's a great idea because
Yeah,
well, it's an interesting idea because the I know that there's not been a lot of this is your mom style toys. There has been
right,
the mom play kind of toys, so you like the baby dolls, the family
right, yeah,
unit style thing,
hmm
preparing girls to be moms. And that was just the things you would have. Yeah, again, like your baby doll, you'd have the eat and poop and change your diapers, and holy cow,
Eating
I had
poop.
that
Did you
just
say?
oh no, eat and poop.
Oh, I was like, what the hell
That's
kind of
a
dolls were your
that's
sisters playing with when they were?
that's a different kind of doll. We don't cover those on this show. Um, but yeah, there was a lot of like prep to become mothers, but not so much.
Right,
This is
which is disturbing on multiple levels.
yeah. There was I guess the closest you would come initially would be I guess kind of like the family unit style figures because
Right.
if you go to Google right now and you type in like mom toy, put the safe search on, and you'll get a lot of you'll probably see more. This is a full unit. Here's like here's mom, dad, and kids.
Right, like the
Here's
Fisher Price stuff.
yeah, here's
Yeah.
father, mother, and 2.5 children plus like the pet.
Mhm.
You won't get an actual.
And we've
This is the
become more
mother.
diverse. Sometimes they have two pets, a cat and a dog.
That's true. And one of them will eventually go to live on the farm. So you have
Right.
to get back to your initial stats.
These are diverse-minded times. You get both, a cat and a dog. It used to be just a dog.
But there are this is a fun topic because there are very much
Right.
mom characters.
Right. You know
Um,
who popped into my head immediately first when I started thinking about like moms
mhm.
was the Bionic Six
Oh
family.
yeah,
Uh Helen. Why are all moms always named like Helen?
it was the
Like,
80s. Everyone was Helen, Kathy, or Barbara.
right. They had Helen, the mom, and the good, powerful adventure dad name,
Mhm.
Jack. Like
Jack, Bert,
Jack and Helen coming at you.
Ace. Well, that would be their dog. Their dog would be
It
like
would always be
be
Ace.
named
Yeah.
after some kind of
Well,
playing
the kid,
card.
the baseball kid was Eric, right?
Was it Eric?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
like
was
Eric or
Eric
Jack.
and Meg. Meg is a popular. Like, so how many Megs are there?
Yep. We cycle through them. It's only a matter of time before kids start being named Blanche and Dorothy again.
Right. And
It's coming up.
Esther.
Rose will come back.
Right. Yeah, so the Bionic 6 was that was a cool mom. And the coolest thing about that mom is she was in it. Like, she wasn't the like, Jack runs off and he's like, I'm gonna go whoop some butt, take care of the
Mhm.
kids. Like, it wasn't like that. They were like
Yeah,
a
it was.
legit like Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of thing going on.
Yeah, it was surprisingly progressive to have been something that happened
I
in
mean, they were
like the early
cyborgs,
80s. Yeah,
yeah.
well, which came first? Was it the show or was it the cartoon? Because I remember I remember the Bionic, what was this? The $6 Million Man.
Oh, you're thinking of the
Or
Bionic Woman and the Bionic. No, they weren't
oh, so this
connected.
was a different.
This was the
Okay,
Bionic 6 was a whole
mhm,
different other thing. It was a
okay,
cartoon, and then the toys, which were cool, but they were die cast metal.
mhm.
So
Oh, die cast
yeah,
metal.
they just don't have the staying power
Mhm.
that, because then the joints go because they're so heavy, and
I feel like for as much as it's almost become a buzzword, die cast metal, because it triggers that. I remember when I was a kid and toys were made out of this, and
right,
sometimes that's great, and other times we need to look back and I'm not going to say that our toys are bad. There was a thing that flared up on the interwebs a while ago by someone saying our old toys were terrible. I don't think that's the case, but I
no,
do think
no,
that
no,
engineering is not, they were still new.
right.
So, the metal on metal tolerance is just going to go down as
Right.
far
Yeah,
as
I
jointing
have
is
I have the
concerned.
Bionic 6 figures, and I have to have little stands. Like, I
Hmm.
bought little stands for them
Yeah.
because, those like me, those knees just aren't holding up the way they used to with all that weight on it.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes that
then
tension just wears down.
I remember when I was younger, and I've discussed this before. I
Mhm.
had a Batman and a Superman that I bought that was die cast. They were like, but then they would break, like, this
Mhm.
part would just the screw in the middle would just literally rot out, and it would break open and you'd see like that car battery white gunk
Uh-huh.
in there, and you're like, and
This
how
is
do you,
over. I'm not touching
yeah,
this.
yeah, it's done.
Even at a young age, you're like, oh, I shouldn't touch this.
Yeah,
This
but the Bionic Six were a cool family unit. They kind of had that Fantastic Four kind of
Mhm.
vibe going on, and
No,
then we
it's
have Sue Storm
yeah, it's
also.
funny you bring that up. I think that one of the best, most well done and well presented characters, just as a whole, like comics, movies. I mean, if we're looking into the realm of superhero toy, one of the best presented characters who is both a superhero but also embraces the role of being a mother is Sue Storm from the
Yeah,
Fantastic Four. And she's also one of the most powerful characters. It was interesting to see them kind of work with that in the comics in like the mid to late 90s. Because they're like,
right,
I know that she's just had
during
kind of
the
like
Onslaught saga,
yes, during Onslaught and during Infinity War,
right?
there's a defining moment where, now, granted, Infinity War should not have happened because it's a terrible it's a terrible follow up to Infinity Gauntlet, but uh,
Terrible, terrible.
they're just terrible. They shouldn't have done it. But there is a moment where it's the story that has the doppelgangers taking over and whatever, and there's a moment where all the heroes are gathered into a meeting, and the doppelganger for I think it was Reed Richards had set up like a neutron bomb or something ridiculous.
The
And
Neutron Dance.
I see that would have been more fun if they were like,
the
can't
the Pointer
stop,
Sisters show up.
can't stop dancing. The true villains of Infinity, and that would have made Infinity War way more interesting. The Pointer
Yeah,
Sisters were the cause of all the trouble by making people dance the neutron dance until they
yeah.
can't dance no more. Doppelganger Reed Richards sets off a bomb, and it goes off at the end of one issue, and in the beginning of the next issue, it's the follow up, and it's Sue Storm containing the explosion with a like a curved invisible field so that the explosion is going skyward instead of wiping everyone out, which for a terrible story, that's a really cool moment and a really great like showing of that character's strength, because
Yeah,
that shows, wow, way more strong, way more powerful than we thought. Really, really cool. And I love any Fantastic Four story where it's Sue Richards being like the mama bear. Like she's reserved.
Right.
She's the the role of I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to let Reed deal with XYZ. She goes out into danger and handles stuff, but I don't remember which character it was. There was a character who was just directly threatening her kids, and she went off, and it was well done, and it was scary because that's
Mm,
how a protective mama is
it's
of
the scary mama face.
yeah,
Um,
and I love it. But the figures for her have for the most part been pretty well done. I've always loved because I'm a sucker for clear plastic. I love kind of any Sue Storm figure that we get because they've
right,
always
right,
it all goes down to how well they manage to do that changing to a visible effect, or she's just full on clear.
right. I remember the first Super Scroll we got had that cool, like the
Mm-hmm.
one arm was half invisible. You know, I was so excited when like the best designed Onslaught figure that came out was the Toy Biz in
Mm-hmm.
97-ish. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That came with Frankie. He had the
Yes.
little, and I was like, finally, finally, we have Frankie. So that was a pretty cool figure, and Sue Storm definitely. And Marvel has a couple of moms, like Jean Grey had the whole like she had to give up her first baby and all that.
Yeah. Some
Uh,
of the
Madeline Pryor nonsense aside, but
well,
and
it
then
is interesting.
Mystique.
Yeah, it's interesting to see some of the like the VHS mystique that comes with little baby Nightcrawler, which
Right, yeah, yeah,
which is really cool. And they've reused that baby, I think, 3 times now because he's come as Nightcrawler. He comes with Madeline Pryor, which is really
yep.
cool. And I believe he's been painted into Baby Hulk, if I
I
remember right.
think
'Cause
you're right. I think you're
I
right.
think
Yeah.
Old Man Logan comes with him as a Baby Hulk. And I was like,
Yep.
I'm amazed by the usage of just this one little baby slug.
Right.
And
He
they've
left
been
the
cranking it
rainbow of
out.
them,
Now
but
we need
all good moms.
yeah, I like I
Oh well, I don't know if Mystique was a good mom, but she's a mom.
well, she had some tough decisions to make. She was in some situations that were mostly of her own making.
Right.
The decisions were made, but you know who else is who I think also belongs up there in like the echelon of cool moms that have also gotten some really cool figures. Mrs. Incredible from the
Yes,
Incredibles.
you're right.
Uh, a really good, like really cool, like the whole stretchy give. Like I know that they were kind of a play on the Fantastic Four anyway, but
Right, right.
that character was so well written, and that movie is so much better than
The
it has any
sec
right
the
to be.
Oh, that one, that kind of like noir beginning when she's
Yeah,
so good, so well
that
done.
that moment in the jet when they're about to go down and they've had missiles fired on them, and it's one of the most really one of the most intense scenes I think Disney has ever done. Disney
Yeah,
slash Pixar
and she had some
when
really good Mama Bear moments.
yeah, because it did a really good job of balancing. Yes, so this is a super powered character who's doing really cool stuff, but she's also a mother and has children to take care of, and that's at the end of the day, that's her priority. The toys of her have been really. I mean, if you're going to release Reed Richards and you do like the stretchy gimmick, so there's only so many ways that you can mess around with that type
Right.
of gimmick. But she's had some really cool toys that also have a
Yeah,
good
she
use of
has.
the
I have a
stretching
bunch
gimmick.
of the Invincible,
Mhm,
the Incredibles. Sorry, the
mhm.
Incredible figures. The
There's
just
there should be a family called the Invisibles.
yeah,
They've been out for years. You just haven't gotten any of their
yeah,
product.
they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah, that's a good example. I didn't even think of that one. That's a good one. She's really good. And then there are like those throwback, like iconic moms, like Migo did, like what's it, Mama Brady, Mrs. Brady. Migo did Migo did the Brady Bunch, and she's a mom. Certainly has to be up there in the top moms of the world. She had an action figure.
Now let's talk real quick about a bad mom, or rather, like a bad mom figure. How in the world, and this still boggles my mind, how in the world has Granny Goodness never gotten
Oh right,
anything? She's
no,
never been
nothing,
represented in
nothing.
plastic ever. She's never had a toy. I went through and I tried to look it up, but if I'm wrong, someone please correct me because I don't recall ever seeing any Granny Good. She's been at the forefront of
I
so much
vaguely
media.
remember maybe a Justice League Unlimited
I
figure,
don't
but I
I
don't
don't think
know.
I don't think
I
they
don't think
made
so.
one. I don't think they made, which is
The
amazing
best is
because
that it was that she was voiced by Ed Asner.
oh,
Is
it's so
it's
good.
just incredible.
Like it's It's so frustrating because how did Wave Rider get a figure twice
Right.
now? It's just
Twice.
Justice League and
Nobody wants
McFarlane.
him. They get
Nobody
him.
wants him.
They're practically giving him away at Target, and he's still there are a dozen of them on the
You
shelf.
get one free with a purchase, and people are like, "Is he free?" Yeah. Nah.
Right.
But Granny Goodness can't get a figure, and she should be a build a figure. She should be,
Yeah.
a decent sized figure and come with, I don't know. You could do an entire wave of the female Furies.
Oh,
Granny
absolutely.
Goodness as the build a figure. I still maintain. I'm sorry to sidetrack just a little bit. The
That's okay.
second,
We've been pretty well on topic so far, so this is
yeah, the second Shazam movie is
uh,
terrible.
the first one was terrible.
I didn't mind the first one. But I also went in with no expectations, so it was better than my expectations were were
Right.
set up for. But the second one is just awful. But they set it up where it's the whole so and so's meeting a girl. Oh, he likes this girl. Oh, she turns out she's part of these old elder beings. Why wasn't this set up? If you're doing school drama, why didn't you just send the female Furies into their school as the mean girls? And then Granny Goodness could be either like their mom that's setting up terrible things to happen, or she's the principal of the school. I mean, if we are doing this dumb gimmick, if we're doing Saved by the Bell meets superheroes, Granny Goodness is that's your lady.
Yeah.
But anyway, but she's a terrible person. Just she's an awesome character, and we deserve a toy of her.
Right.
Get on it, McFarlane.
We do. There are other moms that are less well known. My younger brother, when we were younger, remember Dinosaurs, the TV show?
Oh yeah.
And those figures are coming back now.
good.
NECA's doing, but
Mhm.
was it Fran Sinclair was the mom?
I
Her name
believe
Fran?
s-
Yeah,
oh,
I
it may
think
have been.
I think it was. But those figures were pretty cool, the original ones. Now they didn't have a lot of articulation, and but
I thought those were. I remember the hand puppets that came out. But
right.
I don't remember any
Yeah.
other figures for
Yeah,
them.
they were figures, and they're like the ones that are coming out now from NECA have the same look. They're just
Yeah.
more well done with
Yeah, the
articulation and all. But they were cool. They were the dinosaur guys. The figures were pretty neat.
yeah. See, that was such a
I
good
loved
show.
that show,
So
and I
ahead of
know
its
our
time.
buddy Mikey loved that show.
That's really should. Everyone needs to go out and watch Dinosaurs and watch through to the
So
end,
funny.
where it just has one of the most dramatic, well done, hard hitting endings in the world. And if you just want to watch that, go to YouTube and type in Dinosaurs End, and it's just one of the best. It hits you.
Yeah, it's so good. It's right up there with JR getting shot. It's like it's that kind of.
But yeah, that's a good. I wonder when NECA is going to make the figure for her, because I've seen.
Well, they're moving faster with those than they are with the gargoyles, so they should be out all next week.
That's true. Or between two more waves of Ninja Turtles.
Right.
No shade on Ninja Turtles. I love them. Just let's get moving on the other
And
franchises, maybe, NECA.
You were talking about bad moms. I have a bad mom in mind. That is, no, I don't have a bad mom. My mom is wonderful. You know why my mom is wonderful? Because no matter how old I get, she's still an enabler for my toy addiction.
That is fantastic.
It's Christmas time. My mom still goes out shopping for toys for her son Dana. That's just she's just giving like that. She's a generous person.
I do love that. My mom is the same way. She has accepted that I am and will always be a collector of action figures, and I will still randomly get whether it be for Christmas or actually,
here's what I don't understand. My mother still, I don't even know how, she hasn't seen my collection in probably 15 years, but will always find something that I don't have.
This past Christmas, actually, my mom got me this. She got me a Godzilla because she knows her baby boy loves.
That's a good mama.
Some Godzilla.
That's a good mama.
I love you, Mom. Thank you for continuing this horrible obsession of mine.
I've got Batman, a 4-foot Batman, all these different size Batman that my mother provided for me. So good job.
Mamas should be so supportive.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Oh, so the bad mama that I'm talking about is the Alien Queen.
I'm so glad you went this direction, because that's where I was going too. The Alien Queen is one of my favorite mothers of fiction.
She's a bad mother.
Bad Mama Jamma.
Yeah, she is.
And I love that they're the first time that she's introduced in Aliens with Ripley, who is also a great like like a great
Right,
mother
to
character,
Newt,
because
yeah,
that yeah, because that's so much a part of her. I know that there is a tendency, especially with just like kind of quickly thrown together fiction, which is thankfully not what Aliens was, to make a female character, her role is, well, she mothers the group. Oh, well, she's immediately like the caretaker. With
right,
Ripley, that was actually a part of her character, like her wanting to get home to her daughter, and it just crushing her when she
yeah,
gets home and finds out that her daughter has lived and died without her. Um,
yeah.
so
Very sad.
her yeah, so her kind of taking Newt under her, like it made a lot more sense. Like, okay, I get it. It's not just, oh, well, all women want to be a mom, so of course she did whatever. She was dealing with this loss, and she went back into space to just kind of get away from it all. And here's this kid that needs her. So when her first interaction with the alien queen, it's such a great moment
Oh yeah, that's an
where
icon. That's an iconic film moment. It really is.
yeah, especially because it shows off that the alien queen is not just a stupid animal. When Ripley threatens the egg and the
Yeah,
queen lets her go and then immediately double crosses her,
you
it's so
can't
good.
trust those xenomorphs.
It's so well done, and we're still waiting on, like, NECA has done. I believe they've done Ripley.
They have,
They've got
yeah.
a
It's
really
not
good
great.
looking alien
It's not
queen,
great, but
but unfortunately, no, I don't think there's a figure for Newt, and I don't think they've done they haven't done the power lifter, which
that
is
power lifter would be cool on that 6-inch or 7-inch.
that would be great.
Yeah,
You scale it with the queen that they've done, and like,
mhm,
everyone wants that moment. I don't.
right.
What are you waiting for,
Uh,
NECA?
yeah, get on it. Tom said so.
Take 5 minutes away from the Ninja Turtles and make some power loader armor.
I also like that Ripley was tough. Like
Yes.
she was a bad mama, and but she also was soft. Like they didn't do another mom,
Mhm.
Sarah Connor,
Yes.
who
Also a great mother character.
became almost uncaring. Like
Hmm.
became so protective of her son
Hmm.
that she was a bad mother. Like
Yeah,
she
it was a well done. It was a well done storyline. It's a very well done character flaw, because like you said, everything that she was doing was for him. Just in the process of doing it, she lost sight of what it was to be a mother to him.
right, and we've
The
got some great Sarah Connor figures from NECA.
weirdly enough, the Terminator miniseries that came out, I think it's called like the Sarah Connor Chronicles
Yep,
or
yep,
something.
that's what it's called. Yep.
It's pretty terrible up until the end of, I want to say, almost the end of season one, and then there's an inflection point where, you know, whatever situation happens, and it really makes this great turn because John Connor kind of becomes John Connor. Like up to that point, he was, you know, he was a whiny
Yeah,
kid
that
part
character went
two.
up
He
and
was,
down depending on the movie
yeah,
and the
and
actor. You're like, how do we get from Judgment Day
mhm.
to, Christian Bale? Like, where does that happen?
Yeah, at what point does John Connor become Batman? And it's a little bit of a jarring jump in the franchise,
Right.
but it's really well done. And again, like the figures that they've done for Sarah Connor are on point. Um, I don't remember how many of them that have been done.
I like the one with the hat, where
Mhm.
she's wearing the ball cap and the sunglasses.
Yes.
That figures really well. There has been a million, but maybe three or
Have
four of
they
them. They're pretty good.
have they done a figure of her when she from like from the first one, like
The
her appearance
first
with that?
one,
I don't
I
remember if they've done one for that version of her.
I vaguely remember seeing her with the tank top, the figure with the tank top.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I it her journey from being, you know, she's a
From
plucky
the
waitress.
from the iguana mom to
Yeah, plucky waitress too. I gotta save the world from machines. I gotta take over the planet, whether you understand that or not.
right,
It's
and
not my
there's a
concern.
gap. Like the last time we see her, and the whole weirdness with Reese being her
Mhm.
son's best friend from the like we're not even gonna get into how that played out and how he's a kind of a dirty pervert. Like he wanted to go back because he fell in love with his best friend's mom.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of groomed for that from the get go. Like John Connor's like, all right, here you go. Hey, you want to see this picture of my mom? And
Do you think John knew?
it just, I think he knew. I think John knew. He was like, all right, I need you to only look at this picture of this beautiful lady. That's my mom. And then
Right.
like Reese had no He's had no chance.
He kept playing that song. What's that song? Someone's mom, she's got it going on.
Oh, Stacy's mom.
Stacy's mom. John Connor just kept playing that in the bunker over and over.
This was American Pie before American Pie existed. It was just a lot more serious.
When it got revealed that that's what happened, I was like, wait, what?
So
this is why to this day, Tom, since we are best friends, that I haven't introduced you to my mom.
Oh, don't do that. Don't show me any pictures. Things are going to go horribly wrong. There's a lot of questions that people are going to be asking, but
right.
Don't worry about it. It's just know that it's continuity.
Especially since you and I look so much alike.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, things are different when you go through the time stream, and it's a very Futurama take on the whole concept.
Right. Well, this conversation got weird. Okay, so let's talk about Marge Simpson, because we've had toys of her.
That is very true. I don't know why I completely blanked out on that whole kind of cluster of cartoon
and Lois Schmidt.
Yeah, Lois and Marge both have toys. Very well done. From both companies. I think it's.
I love companies that can take that 2D animation and transform it into something recognizable in 3D, because that's not easy to do with that style.
Mm-hmm. I wish that Super 7 had been able to hang on to the Simpsons license. I know they're basing everything on pre-order, so I guess there just didn't seem to be enough interest. But I think at the same time they kind of shot themselves in the foot by going a little too obscure. They made the same mistake that I would absolutely make. I would want to make all the wave 18 level characters immediately, and everyone else would be like, "Where's the main cast?" And you're like, "We'll get to them, but right now, how about Super Robo character from the future? Don't you want them? I kind of just want the main characters right now." But it's kind of too bad, because those figures that they did release are really good. So it would have been nice to see them be able to apply that to just the core cast of the Simpsons and get us a regular Marge and a regular Homer.
But Marge was always Marge.
Mm-hmm.
She was always that yin to Homer's ridiculous yang, right? But as you watch Family Guy, Lois wasn't such a great mom.
I do like that Lois had just as many issues, just different types of issues that were not as overblown as Peter's.
I love that she was like a band groupie for Kiss, and
the legend. Everyone knew her. They're like the legend. All right, so we're nearing the end. So, quick question: what would be what is a mom toy character that you want that maybe doesn't exist?
I think it should be my mom.
Who deserves an action figure.
I would love an action figure of my mom. And her Battle-matic action would be to make the best chili.
She just comes with a bowl that's customizable, so you could swap it out with different chilies.
It's nothing really fancy, and she's given me the recipe, and I've made it, but it just doesn't taste the same.
Nothing's ever as good as mom's food.
I know. And so if my mom had an action figure, it would be, it would come with all kinds of different animals, because she loves animals. She's got a big heart, and it would just magically make chili for me.
I love it. That sounds awesome. So my ideal mom 2-pack would be Kayako and Toshio, a 2-pack from The Grudge or Ju-on in Japan. It would be Kayako with possibly, she would come with maybe like a shawl, and she'd be fully articulated, so you could put her on the stairs and have her crawl. And Toshio would have enough articulation where you could put him in like the little scrunched up pose that he gets to when he's up on the stairs. I would want that. That would be my ideal 2-pack. So thank you all for joining us for another episode of Two Guys Talking Toys. You can get a hold of us on Twitter. Let us know what your favorite mom toy would be. You can get a hold of us at Two Guys Talking Toys. That is the number 2, no G after the talking. Same thing for our Gmail. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed what you've been hearing. Tell a friend, tell your buddies, tell your moms. Take care, everybody.